Hello, this is my video submission to hopefully get on to Summer Games Done Quick 2017. Fingers crossed. My name is Richard Coverdale. I come from a nice little place in Huntingdon called in Great Britain. My run today is going to be 200cc Mario Kart 8 done with one hand, using motion controls. The reason I'm standing up will become clear later on, as turning to be a bit tricky. So essentially the run will take hopefully a lot less than an hour and 15 minutes. Normally it's about an hour and 12, but again, who knows what's going to happen. As far as incentives for the run would be, I can have my character be picked by whoever they want, as long as it's a cruiserweight character. Those characters are Waluigi, Donkey Kong, Rosalina, Roy, Link. I think that's about it. There might be one other, I can't remember off the top of my head. Again, just for the run, essentially, it's quite nice and easy. As far as tricks go, there isn't too many tricks I'll be doing, apart from doing it one-handed. Most of the lines I'll be doing will be the easiest lines I can do to get around the track at 200cc, as the game it's not meant to be gone this quick, so we'll see. Anyway, enough of me bambling on at the beginning. What I'll do is I'll get this all set up, and then we can get started. Okay, if all goes well, it should come up here. Yay! Okay. As with all 200cc runs, I'll be doing this one with items set 200cc, and the computer will be set to hard. So just to make it the trickiest I possibly can. I'll be doing all 32 normal races in order. I won't be doing any of the DLC tracks. I don't know them very well. They're a bit tricky. One thing to note, items are on. I am unable to use items. I can switch items off, but it's a lot less fun and it's a lot less entertaining to watch, so potentially I'll be doing a pacifist run while everyone else will be hammering me. The start time was when I hit the start button there, so we'll just see how quick this goes. It took about 2 months to get this grip right and to be able to actually do a whole 1 hour and 15-minute run doing the whole track. So yeah, a little tricky, took a long time, because every time I skid I'm having to use my little pinky, and it is as painful as you think. Anyway, enough dilly-dallying, let's get this all sorted. I'll be trying to chat as best I can while doing this. I mean, typically I don't normally talk while doing this, so it's practice. Yay! Essentially what you need to do at 200cc is nearly every turn I'm going to have to be skidding, and I'm probably going to have to brake on most of them. And when you're doing it at 200cc, you actually brake and accelerate at the same time. So you hold both the buttons down. This actually lets you hold your mini boost throughout the corner, like you saw me just do there. So just nice and held. Now whenever you get to one of those flying bits, you're going to be trying to actually land as quickly as possible, because being in the air is actually slower than being on the track, considering the stupidly high CC we got on our lucky bikes. Now, you'll notice that I haven't actually quite done the same lines each track. The reason for this is because I'm doing it one-handed. It's very, very hard to get exactly the right lines every single time. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm doing kind of a make-do type of affair. So if anyone's kind of watching thinking, ooh, I might want to do 200cc, you can do these lines. These are easy lines. Far from the kind of the pro speedrunners, as it were, but again, slightly hampered. But we'll see how it all goes. As far as best times go, my personal best is 1 hour 10 and 28 minutes, which isn't too bad. The record is something like, say, 1 hour and 3 minutes. I think it might be even quicker now, so we'll see. But we'll just see how it goes. Now, I've just been inked. Oh, hello, Lightning, aren't you lovely? Being inked means you do go actually a bit faster in 200cc. It's about 500% increase in speed, which is quite a bit. The thing you have to notice is that you actually skid out more, which makes it very, very hard to kind of get the corners consistent. Again, plenty of practice, so we'll see how it all goes. One other thing to mention, because I'm not using any items, it's very possible I won't win every race. Because, as you saw of that thing, I got lightning just at the end. I could get a collection of things happen to me on the last corner. I could easily see my position being 8th. As such, for every point I am under the 480 maximum points you can get, I'll be donating £10. $10, sorry. Dollars. You must remember it's dollars. $10 to the charities. I believe for Summer Games Done Quick it's for Doctors Without Borders. Thanks. All good causes. Anyway, we'll see how this all goes. thing to note, underwater you do skid out more, which makes the corners even trickier. Same thing happens to sand, doubles up if you're sand and underwater, which is sadly an annoying track. But it'll come up later. For this one, there's no real tricks or anything like that you can really do. It's just go around as fast as you can. Essentially, I want to be collecting as many coins as I can, because coins give me speed, and speed is good. And considering I can't actually gain any coins from items, I actually have to do it manually and find it from the trap. The reason I can't use any items is because I don't have the elusive 6-digit on my hand. If I did, who knows, I might be able to use it. I could face palm the Wii Remote with my face, but I don't want to have broken nose, so no items for me. Again, one thing to also note is when you're going through the track, with each level of boost, as you saw there, I got up to the kind of yellow, less boosty, you actually tighten your cornering with each one you go up. So you have to actually be prepared for it, as it were, because you can't just consistently go around in one thing, because you will kind of rank up your turning capabilities, and you could just hit the side if you don't compensate for it. Again, it's just how it is. This is probably, I don't know how many runs I've done at this, doing like this, probably about 100. Considering each run takes an hour, it's about 100 hours. One thing that has hampered my practicing, as it were, is purely because you can't do this back to back, because it puts too much strain on the old digits here. So, again, it's pretty much a once a day type of affair, and I have been doing this for the past 8 months. But I think it's all coming along quite nicely, but you'll be the judge of that. Hopefully you can hear me very well, otherwise I'm just chatting to myself, but again, that's not too bad, at least it guarantees insane conversation. Now, this is a track you can do full pelt without braking, however, you have to be very good at the steering, and I sadly do have trouble in hard right-hand corners, because my elbow refuses, no matter how much I try, to bend against the joint. You know, because it's old-fashioned. It needs to be attempted to work perfectly there. Oh, that's unfortunate. And as you see there, I've just lost all my precious coins, so I'm going to be going a bit slower now, which is most annoying. But again, it's all part and parcel of the fun. Again, if I didn't have any items on this one, it would be me consistently winning and just driving around. And you know what? It's not that fun to watch. It's also not that fun to play. It kind of spices things up being completely and utterly walloped. Again, so it's nice. You might have just saw on the trackpad that there was a loose mushroom on the track. I'm going to want to be avoiding those at all costs, because they will guarantee to ruin my lines and just have me fly into some wall or pit or some other nasty. Wow. These really like hurting me. Oh. Now what you might notice there is I kind of got a boost and it kind of put me out of the corner there, which is a bit bad. It also didn't help that my mini boost kind of fired a bit early. That was my bad. No, for that I apologise. Again, being 100% consistent on this game is tricky. Because, well, reasons. So as you see there, I just came in second, so this would be $30 to the charity already. Again, try and win every race, but when you're not firing back, it does get tricky. Hopefully the computer will be nice though, it's all okay. But it adds to the fun. One thing to also note, that hopefully I won't do too much in this run or in any runs in the future, but it's a very real possibility I can lock my steering. What I mean by that is because I'm using the motion controls here, I might want to be turning left. When I want to turn left, I'll often want to kind of modify the turn by turning heavily right or in another direction to try and modify the skid. So like this, I'm skidding left, but I'm actually modifying the controller right. If the Wii Remote thinks I'm actually turning right when I initialize this turn, instead of actually turning left and modifying right, I'll be turning right and modifying left heavily, which essentially just means I go in a straight line and just face plant a wall, which would be bad. So hopefully you won't have that. Now this is actually slower than actually going around the thing, if you're going at full speed and being really good. Problem is, one-handed, it's tricky, so I go for that one. It's a nice easy opt-out, and it's not too bad. This is going so, to be honest. I haven't got as many coins as I'd like. Kind of missed a few lines here and there, but apart from that, it's going quite nicely. This is one of my favourite tracks, to be honest. I love the music. But what you'll notice me doing quite a lot of times is inadvertently, deliberately missing coins. It is absolutely not my want to miss coins or miss that corner. I just can't control myself very well and miss them because I'm rubbish. Anyway, one thing you might have noticed that 200cc, that middle bit should have been opened a bit ago, as it were. It should have been opened on the second lap, but because 200cc is so quick, it doesn't actually open until the third. It's one of the nice things, you know, that you're going very, 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 very zoomy. Controlling characters at 200cc is daunting at first, to say the least, but it is manageable after a while. Doing one-handed was even more daunting, but I got the hang of it. Did almost lap someone actually, which was another thing I was actually going to bring up. This isn't a track that normally almost laps someone, so that actually went very well. If I do manage to lap someone, I will be donating an extra $100 because I lapped someone. Yay! Anyway, just keep going through. I am actually playing on the PAL disc version of the game. It is slightly slower because the loading screens are slightly longer. I haven't gotten around to actually downloading the other one, and this one works consistently. Again, I don't really need to shave off seconds of my time purely for the reason I'm doing it one-handed and it's tricky as anyway. So it's... To be honest, when I get a good run, I'm shaving minutes off the time rather than seconds. So again, I don't need to worry. If I was thinking a bit harder, maybe I should, but it's just how it is. Again, could see that coming and could do nothing because I can't fire back. Can't defend myself. It is. I'm up to the mercies of the computers. Now, annoyingly, you'd think actually getting all those rebounds and things like that would make me quicker. It doesn't. It's actually slower to do those little spin things while you're in zero gravity mode, or anti-gravity mode, or whatever this game actually calls its weird physics. Now, talking about weird physics, this track is actually quite unique, and I didn't really notice this when I was first playing it, because you can't play it around, it's just a track. If you were to see a 3D view of this, it's weird as, because you drive on both sides of this thing, it's proper trippy. Anyway, I digress. As you saw there, hummeled a few more times. Let's see if I can catch up. Oh, and that was... Oh! Well, this isn't going well. Normally this track is very, very nice, and you can go really, really quick on it, as long as the computer doesn't, you know, pound you to death. And I went off the track though, because I'm a nuisance. So, let's actually concentrate and get this working well. So that was a sad little development there, but the computer normally slows down after it's completely and utterly won. There it goes again. So maybe not. Maybe I am going to be coming 8th for this track. Oh, that's awful. Well, it kind of proves my point. This is not going well for me at the moment, but this is what can happen. So let's see. Can I catch up any spaces? No, I am. Which is abysmal. But again, I guess every time I lose like that, more money to charity, but it's not good, but it is what happens, because I can't return fire, so I just get beaten up. Normally, if I can steamroll ahead, it becomes harder for the computers to hurt me too much. It's when you do fall down to about position 4, the computers get some very, very aggressive weaponry there, and you can often see yourself just plummet places. And in that instance, I just couldn't catch a break. But anyway, this is a nice little track, and there's another possibility, although very rare, for me to actually lap something. So here's hoping I can actually zoom it and do it. Again, it's quicker to go up that little ramp there, but it's very hard to pull off one-handed. So instead, I go for the nice, easy option of doing this. I think you lose a couple of seconds, but it's not a huge amount. This is actually as tricky as you think it is. It's cutting inside of that tram, but again, you'll see more of that when I get to Toad's Turnpike, which is a whole barrel of fun. I do like that track, it's really nice. Now, let's see if I can zoom along. Now, you don't want to actually go over that bridge, because if you try and go onto that, you kind of overshoot it, and you'll always land in the water. It's very bad. So, avoid that. Go across the slightly... What's up here is it would be the slower part if you were playing anything other than 200cc. But we're at 200cc, so zoom. Take it out. That was a bit tight there, so I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't quite in the best position, but it panned out okay. Oh, this is very bad. And as you can see there, I completely misjudged that. Tried to cut it in, and it failed miserably. So that was my bad. I apologise. One thing you might notice is although I've got a very top speed heavy car and a very low acceleration, I didn't actually get delayed very much for hitting that. The reason for that is because at 200cc you accelerate so quickly it doesn't really matter. As long as you have a smidge of acceleration, you are going to get there really quickly. So that's why you'll see all the best runs done with quite heavy characters. And yes, Rosalina here is a heavy character. She's a cruiserweight. That's what happens when you're a 7.5 foot goddess. But that's digress. As you could just see what the character just did there, they tried to take over the jump. And that's what happens when you try and take over the jump. You miss the middle panel and fall into the bit beyond it. If you go really quick, you can just make it, but you have to be super like about out of hell. But anyway, here we are. Nice little boo level. So with the boo level, it's never really meshed with me very well. It's quite nice though, and one thing you will notice that those lovely boos there are not made out of gooey ectoplasm. They are very solid. So we don't want to meet them. We really don't want to meet them. I have met them in the past and it is not boded well for my race. Now we are going to go underwater here, which is most annoying, because you skid out like that. Didn't help that I got a little spin boost midway, so that interfered with my cornering quite heavily. Yeah, something that happened. I'll try and mitigate around it. Oh, Lord, that wasn't supposed to happen. Wow, you're seeing all the badness today, and this is going to be the one I'm going to do. But anyway, hopefully I won't get eaten by that thing, so just stay behind it. And now let's zoom ahead. Now, I'm not going to say this is far from my best one so far, but hey, marathons are like this, so I only get one chance of the day, so this is my one chance of this video. So let's keep going. So again, yes, the water does make you steer out a bit more. It's a bit tricky. You don't want to hit the boost here. I do want to land it this time and not somehow just go down. But landing it is really quite tricky. When you see a banana, dodging the banana is not that easy. We're going a bit too quick to just kind of swerve and dodge it. You just plough into it. I was very lucky. I just managed to skim past that one. But no. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back into the racing. So, finally back in first place, where I should be the entire time, but oh man. Anyway, this corner is actually really quite tricky one-handed, because I have to kind of brake quite nicely, and I really want to hint here, but we'll make this work for us. There we go. It does make you skid out, but it does make you quicker, so it swings around. That's one of the few things that can actually speed me up, apart from coins. Because I can't use this lovely item used button here. See this? This is the item used button. See how my hand is? It ain't being used. There's a few items which will automatically be used, however. There'll be the triple shells, the triple red shells, the triple boosts, and the triple bananas. I will likely get none of these, because I'll have to be about third at least to get it, and have no items at the time. And yeah, that's quite rare. Even when I fall back, I normally have items, so it's only if I get lightning bolted and my items have been taken away from me, or something like that, or when I fail to turn. Oh dear. Oh, I didn't need that spin at the end. Alright, let's get this sorted. And land quickly. Thing here I'm going to be doing, this is purely because it's easier. I don't want to be using the mini boost there, I actually just want to be hopping normally. If I use mini boost and I hit it just at the, oh my lord. Oh, that was my error. Oh no. Oh, that's nice. That was my error there with the, wow. Really did try to blow me up there, even if it blew herself up. One thing I've mucked up there is my little thingy lost grip of the skid line, which essentially means I use my mini boost halfway around the corner rather than at the end of it, so I hit the wall. Badly, I apologise. Anyway, it's quite good. A bit nervous, as it were. Having to try and chat the entire time as well is a new thing, but see how it all goes. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be quite nervous, so this is quite good actually. Again, you can hear me braking hard in several bits there and missing a corner. The reason I'm missing this corner is it would be really easy, it's just I can't turn heavily to the right very easily. I do actually have to use my entire spine to do some of the corners I'll be doing later on in the track. When I use my whole spine, I mean I'll have to, you'll see, but it's kind of a lean. I'll try and see if I can do this sitting down, as it were, because I know that's how it is. But again, it's not very tricky, but that's the only thing. Sit down side. managed to outrun the home to first there, which is quite nice. And strangely enough, I've been devoid of home to first, which is quite nice. Just a lot of red shells, which hurt me just as bad because, well, I can't defend this. But anyway, we're going along quite nicely. I think that's the end of the first 2 tracks, so we are a quarter of the way there. Time this run, not great, I don't think. Probably a bit rubbish, but we'll see how it goes. Now, this is my favourite track. It's nice, it's sunny, and it's rather quick. Only thing you need to worry about is the aircraft tyres at the beginning of the lap. Once you get past those, everything else is nice and easy, it's nice and quick. The reason it can be a bit tricky is just because you hit that luggage ramp, I think, or something like that, and it can cause you to fall off. But again, another reason I quite like it is if I decided to actually drive properly, I would have collected a lot of coins by now. But because I have, a phobia of gold coins for some reason at the moment, I am missing them all. Because I'm rubbish. Anyway, I digress. Now, as far as the seriousness of this run goes, it's not. It's absolutely not serious in any way, shape, or form. People dance, people shout, yell. It really doesn't matter. I don't have to concentrate too hard on the track because I've done it so many times and I'm only taking the easy lines. There's no quiet time, there's no nothing. So people can actually go nuts. The donation will happen whenever, and I lock my steering there. So you got to see what that looks like. Essentially, I didn't turn at all. I just went straight because my controller thought I wanted to turn right and modifying left rather than turning left and modifying right. So that's something to look for. I will say when that happens because you might not notice it, and you might just see me just do a weird straight for some reason, and that's the reason why. But yes, as I was mentioning, none of this is actually serious time, none of it like that. Donations can happen whenever. I would likely be yakking the entire time like a nervous beaver, and yeah, just literally interrupt me. Just have donations. Donations sound to be nice. It'll actually rest my voice box. Also mean I can actually concentrate for a little while and actually hopefully do a bit better than I do now. It's a bit rubbish. And bling! And let's sort it. So that's this track. Most tracks only take about 2 minutes. Actually detailing the ins and outs of them can be a bit tricky because by the time I've done it, with my slow ass speaking, it's over. And the whole thing is quite quick. I can chop this up into 2 different runs, as it were, or just have as a shorter run. I can do just either the new tracks or the retro tracks. That's fine. Again, if we're doing that, it's something like 36 minutes, or probably up to 40. Probably maybe both. I think 40 for the first 16. They do take a bit longer, and then I don't know, 37 for the retros. Again, this is how it is. Anyway, this is the track I was mentioning earlier, where it's both underwater and sandy. But because it's 200cc, you can literally fly however you like, just straight across. It doesn't matter. I don't know if there's a quicker way of getting across. It's just whatever you prefer. Technically, that method can be a bit tricky because there's some slow down rock, which you can see on the side here, that can cause some trouble. Now, oh crumb nuggets. Here, I wanted to gain as much speed as I can because I wanted to dodge this corner here. You can actually fly over it quite nicely, but I mucked up with the positioning and just fell through. So I had to slow down, and thus I was unable to keep the flight for the long period of time. Essentially, it's just because it is a lot easier. And you might have noticed that I completely missed that, but because it's 200cc, if I tilt the controller up, I gain height. So I really should have fallen to my doom there, but luckily I didn't. Anyway, that was for once a home shell that didn't hit me in the face, which is quite nice. Anyway, this is what this corner should look at. I don't want to go too high, because I can cause problems. I want to try and avoid whamming that little spiky thing I just whammed, but again, I digress. I got through it, it was fine. So, we'll just see. But anyway, that's what I'm kind of... it's good course now. Again, because I'm just going slow, I can't just guarantee my way across, so I have to be a bit more sensible with the line, but it was alright. And going, here we go, nice and high here, through here, round here, into the water, and across the line. That's what I wanted to do each time. I'm sorry I mucked up the first time. But again, at least I got to show you how to go around the corner the other time. It's called braking and being a bit slow. Anyway, what's the next track? I should really memorise all the tracks one by one, but I haven't. I just know each one by their own merit. so the order gets a bit muddled up. Oh, the Electrodrome. This is actually probably one of my most hated tracks. I don't get on well with it at all. I think it's because there's a couple of very hard rights in it, and as you can see, I have trouble turning right. Although for you, it looked like I'm turning left, but that's because you're in a camera, not in a mirror. No, you're in a camera, and so it looks like a mirror. You're not in a mirrored camera. If you're in a mirrored camera, it'll be fine. But anyway, I have trouble with this track. I really do. It doesn't help the computer do try to wang me, but it's just, I don't like it. So, there's one I'm going to be mucking up horribly, it is this one. Whoa, no. And what you see, all I got there, I got some slipstream, which would normally be quite nice, but going around that corner is quite tight, so I really didn't want that, so I had to slow down considerably, but managed to get past it. Anyway, let's actually see how much I can actually computers up, because it's a bit sad. Now, what I'm holding in my hand right now is what teases me oh lord. What teases me the entire time. I'm holding a great big golden coin, which I really would love to use, because oh no. They gain some extra coins, which I have a habit of missing all the time. Thus gaining me speed. Sadly, I can't use it, because that involves using the item, and then the D-pad, and I can't do it so much. Anyway, I digress. I am being pummeled. So I don't like this track. You might see why. I don't drive it relatively well. There's no real tricks I can gain a lot of speed. Getting coins is a bit tricky on it. There's a lot of really weird right-ass corners, and I get pummeled a lot. Like that. Might look like I just hit the side I didn't. What happened there is I got wound by a computer holding something on their buttocks, and thus I got pain. I'm going to be hit by a boomerang in 2 seconds as well. Oh, no, we missed. So let's see if I can actually catch him. Now, this is what I meant by turning very hard. I had to bend my entire spine. I didn't manage to make it. Oh, well, I could have done it without that, so 5th? Yep, 5th. Well, if anything, I'll be giving a lot to charity this run. And, yeah, I'm not saying that this run's going bad, but he's going bad. He's going pretty bad, but we'll see. Maybe I'll have a lovely time for the retro tracks, and it'll all be good. Unlikely, the computer's out to get me today, so again, it's good that you're seeing a bad run, because again, you'll need to see a bad run, because that's just how it is. Normally I don't get hit by this many shells. I mean, I've been hit by an exhaustive amount of shells at the moment. I mean, I haven't been hit by too many homing to first or lightnings, which is a kind of bonus, but getting hit by homing shells is pretty much worse for me, because, well, that's bugger all I can do about it, except miss the turning there. I would say I deliberately missed the turning so he wouldn't fire his red shell at me. It's complete lies. The ice makes you skid like an absolute bugger. Anyway, this is the introduction of one of the first one lap courses. So it's split into 3 segments, and you just kind of go from there. I hate these ones purely for the simple reason. Although it's really quick and you do go through them very quickly. Yes, one mistake and you kind of lose your race. Just desperately trying to cling to the boost pad there. So as you can see, this isn't going very well. I've already made 2 very simple muck-ups, so it's not going well for me. So I lost my boost there, and I went on the off-road there. So it's all manner of bad, and that was unnecessarily high. Right, let's see if we can get this right at least. Nope. Oh lord. No. Oh my word and lordy above. Alright, this has gone very bad. And I can't completely blame the computer here. I have to blame myself because I've been really rubbish. So for that I apologise. Again, I think I just need to concentrate a bit more. I'm not showing myself off in the best of light, to be honest, so yeah, let's zoom around here. Again, look at this lovely speaker. If I was at home to first, I can do nothing about it because I can't use this item. Anyway, still going to win. That's because it slows down quite a lot near the end. It's just how it is. I think it's to kind of counteract their elastic banding. Most computers will slow down quite considerably at the end if the race was beginning to become unfair. And that one, I did badly. I do apologise. That was very, very bad driving from me. I wasn't concentrating enough on the icy physics. But again, this one I quite like this track, despite the fact it has many pitfalls for me. I like it. Certain pitfalls in this one, those drums, which you can see just ahead, sometimes don't bounce you, so you just fall flat into the sky. Why it does this? Don't really know. I think it depends where you hit it. I got the steering again. Depends where you hit it, so it can cause a little bit of trouble. The other trouble I have is this cloud. I don't know who says clouds are soft and fluffy, because these are lumpy and hard. Oh! And I had to take a sub-quick line there to avoid that banana peel. Again, the computer is still out for my blood, but we'll see. These little boost pads, nice and bad. Like, if you choose one and it's lightning, you can't really change direction very easily. You're going a bit too quick for that. Well, and it, oh, I'm being pummeled. So yeah, as far as this run is apocalyptically bad. Oh, stop it! Please stop it! Oh my word! This is like dang bad. You're getting this video. I'm not making another one purely because this could happen in the day. It wouldn't be optimal. Maybe I should do another one. Maybe I should actually give you a good run and a bad run, just so you can see the difference. Oh my word above! The computer is set to hard, and wow, the computer is indeed set to hard, and this does give them well, pretty much aim bots. I mean, they're bots anyway, but they aim like aim bots. I'm glad I got inked after that Salem and not before, but still, yeah. So it doesn't matter. They are dead eyes with those. Oh please no. I might still come in first. Who knows? It's getting close. Oh. No, second for me. My word, I have not had so much of a pummeling before on that track. That is unique. I think there's about 3 lightnings there, probably 5 or 8 shells, I don't know, there's a lot of it. It was bad. This computer are vicious today. Oh, well anyway. Donate a lot to charity. We're going to find out exactly how much when I get to the end. Might be in the region of £600. My worst ever run for points, as it were, was something around, I think, 420 something, or was it 416? It was a lot of points down, and it wasn't actually a slow run. It was actually a very quick run. I was just getting pummeled at the end. This isn't going to be one of those. This is going to be a slow run. Because I am being hammered. Anyway, what you saw me just do there was a bit interesting because the lines didn't quite mesh up because there are big walloped people in the way and other bits and pieces. But anyway, when you get to that bridge, it's actually one corner. It's one corner with a big piranha plant in the middle. You don't actually want to take its 3 little corners because it won't work. Another thing that I didn't mention is there is a possibility for me to suddenly stop. And when I mean suddenly stop, I mean completely let me stop. If I'm skidding just the wrong way on the planks of woods that are coming up here, just after this little jump, I will stop completely. Not I will slow down like that. That is what happens. I don't slow down. I don't do. It's like I get rammed off the edge by a Luigi. Oh my word above. So I just stop, and then that's a nuisance. I don't really know why it does that. It's something to do with skidding on it, and it just doesn't like it. It treats it like a giant wall. Now it is actually quicker to go up the. There's a bit of fly thing. There's another path above that corner I just took, which does kind of make it a bit easier for you. However, I can't consistently land it. Landing while flying one-handed is tricky to say the least. Landing while flying and then being on a corner is even trickier. Oh. Anyway, at least I missed the invisible wall this time. But anyway, this is how you do it. It's literally just one long corner. Essentially, it's just got a piranha plant. You don't want to take it free because it's just slow. Now you see all those twiddly things there. You can use them to get spin boosts. However, it is actually slower to go around them than it is just to drive past them. Although sometimes it is nice to go on it because you just do a load of tricks. It just seems nice and quick. Anyway, that wasn't too bad. Drybone says it's actually quite a tricky one to do. The sand physics come into play, and it wasn't too bad. despite getting wound off the edge and being walloped and wound and hitting the invisible plank. What am I saying? It's really bad. But anyway, I digress. Things aren't being so nice, but it makes it more entertaining. That's why I do like to play with items rather than without. Because if I was without items, I'll pretty much win every single track, hands down. It wouldn't even really be much of a contest. There's only a couple of tracks where I might come second if I lock my steering or decide to be really pants. Apart from that, it's all nice and easy. Anyway, hopefully, yes. Essentially, I needed to do the first few lines really quickly there, and I mucked that one up. I wasn't turning on enough to actually get that, to miss that first flaming thing. Otherwise, I'd miss it. I did miss the second kind of cycle there on the other one. I was supposed to be on the left-hand side. I wasn't, so I had to brake because I was going to hit the flame. That was bad. I'm going to get wound by moving shells, isn't it? Essentially, I need to watch out for these boulders because I actually go around this bit. This bit is slower, but it stops a little bit down there. Again, it's all for ease because I'm doing it one-handed. It's tricky. So these are the easy lines I'm showing. So essentially, I just want to do that. It's nice to get those coins there, and you just kind of want to slow down a bit so you can get through here and do that. Oh. Essentially, you can skip all of that and treat it as just one giant jump if you get enough speed. However, you need to try and not hit the giant ball of metal, which I haven't done. Still being wound by homing shells. Again, each of these would be dodgeable if I was using items, but again, I digress. I want to stay very close there, dodge the boulder that was there, and just swing across. To be honest, this isn't going too bad. I've had far worse Bowser Castles, because Bowser Castles can get very bad very quick, especially if I get hit by a computer on these ones. And you saw me brake heavily there, it's because there was banana peels, and that was going to completely ruin what I was going to do there. So again, I didn't actually manage to dodge this time. And that's kind of what I wanted to do on the first lap, what I just did there, but I just missed the chance. Again, it's just how it is. This is going very well, actually. This is quite a nice Bowser's Castle. Could be going a lot worse. There are a lot of bananas in very mean places, though, I have to say. But anyway, that was that. That wasn't too bad. Now time for Rainbow Road. Rainbow Road isn't actually too tricky. The first two corners, I can be kamikazed off the edge by mad computers. And I do need to concentrate a bit. However, apart from that, it's quite a nice track. What really gets you is the Rainbow Road aspect has its own slidey physics, which is a complete annoyance. So when you do first play this, you wonder how on earth you can actually go around this properly. You just kind of have to think you're constantly underwater. Although I personally think this is actually slidier than being underwater, but it's just how it is. So we're going to get to this first one. I'm going to slow down quite considerably here. What I want to do is just be fast enough to keep my mini boost and go around the corner like this. Essentially, you saw two computers there completely kamikaze off the edge. If I do get hit by one of them when they're doing that, I'm joining them. Doesn't matter what weight size. That's another thing I haven't actually mentioned so far. In Mario Kart, I like to think of it as kind of a nemesis kind of program. You have one computer that is going to be right up your jacksie and try and beat you. And essentially, it doesn't matter what character they are heavyweight and high speed. So don't think in the characters, it doesn't matter. Don't say, oh, he's only a little toad, I'll just knock him off. No. Treat them all like they're big fat, because they are. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's see if we can get around. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, that was close. Essentially, kamikaze computers there, kind of showing exactly what I said that they could do. Luckily, I was able to keep that one going, so that was alright. For Rainbow Road, as it were, you notice I'm cheating. When I say I'm cheating, I'm skipping over the track twice. Essentially, I'm just keeping it nice and easy. I want to land in this grey stuff here, because it slows me down and makes it nice and easy just to get into the next thing. On the first lap, you noticed I'd actually landed on the track. That was actually bad, because you can just drive straight off the edge, especially if you have a high amount of coins. Luckily, it's the first lap, and I didn't. So let's go around here. Come on, bend the spine. Around here, and there we go. So it's not too bad. This has been a really nice Rainbow Road, and I'm going to completely, horribly jinx it now, but still, I've said it's gone really well for the first two laps, which is nice. I haven't been walloped too much. I mean, the computer has been kamikazing, but it's been alright, and I've missed me. Now, so here we go. So it's pretty much fine corner. This corner, you might seem that it's like, you don't want to touch those boosts. Those boosts will kill you. It might seem like it was, oh my goodness, like a completely insane, as it were, when you try and do it normally. It's just a really tight corner, and that's all you have to worry about. It's not silly or anything like that. It's doable. It's just tight. So brake, essentially, something you don't normally do in Mario Kart, but brake. It helps. You need to do it at 200cc. Most of the corners I'll be accelerating and braking at the same time. It's controlled by just this one little thumb. Again, as I digress. Anyway, that's the end of the Nitro tracks. We are now on to the retro ones. So that would have been the end of my run if I only did the Nitros. I prefer just to do the retros, to be honest, because I am better at them. Anyway, apart from that bad stuff, this is one of my favourite tracks. This is actually the one I'm most likely to lap. No, don't hit me. Dang it. I'm most likely to lap someone when I'm not stuck in a ramming competition with a Toadette. As you can see there, what I was mentioning earlier, Toadette, small ass character, it just kind of nudged me across the track a bit. It doesn't matter what they are. It really doesn't. You just need to treat them like they're big. Anyway, let's actually see if we can get some. Oh my god, bananas! Hop. If you get it just right, you can actually hop over that little bit and be alright, but I wasn't positioned very well because I was dodging bananas and I locked my steering, so this isn't going to be a race I'm going to be lapping someone. I'm just being too rubbish. But yeah, you can lap someone on Moo Moo Meadows, and it is glorious fun when you can. Oh, please go away. No, you're not going. The homing shells in this are greatly improved compared to the previous ones. Because I looked at... Wow. Definitely not lapping anyone this one. Oh, he squished me! Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, nothing there went right. Normally when you do get... When you're going to get hit and you muck up one corner, you will muck up more because it just makes it so tricky. I did manage to get Claw first back after that beating. That's a bummer. I normally try and lap someone on the Meadows because it is good fun to lap someone, but it wasn't meant to be. The computer was so vicious. So yeah, they're not normally this bad. Quite a lot of the time I'm able to go through Moo Moo Meadows and get hit that once, maybe with a homing touch first or a lightning. The problem started when I decided to have that clash with Toadette at the beginning. But anyway, this lovely circuit here, which owns Mario Raceway, I'm rubbish at it. Essentially, there's going to be loads of people that can do better than me on this one, because I am absolutely dire. Main reason for being so dire is I don't get any coins. Very few coins do I get on this track, to be honest, so it does slow me down quite significantly. The linings, I just don't think I get them quite right, and the computer just kind of trouts me a bit. I mean, I normally do come in first, but it's normally a very tight first, so I need to have better luck than what I've been having so far. That's not gonna happen. Oh my sweet Jesus. Typically, and I say typically, most races I'll get hit twice, maybe thrice. I don't think I've had a race where I haven't been hit twice in a race, at least. I mean, I got hit twice in that first lap. Or was it just after the second? I don't know. I'm not making. Yay! Oh, Toadette trying to wham me off the road again. Alright, let's actually get this sorted. So I'm now in the lead. I've actually got 4 coins, which is quite nice for me. And hopefully we can just keep this going. There is a little skip you can do there by jumping over the tyres there. I can't do it. Just not consistent enough. You need really good angle, you need to be bang on for the jumping, and I can't do this one-handed. It's just too tricky. And again, that's kind of part of the course of why I'm doing this. Is to prove you can do it. And not only just do it, but do it really well. Essentially, the times I'm doing will be on the speedrun leaderboard. They'll probably be around about 30th or something like that, which isn't bad when you think about it. And just doing it with a box standard Wii remote and just one hand. It does take practice. I'm not going to lie. It took 2 months just to be able to do a run properly, but it's all doable. So if anyone says you can't do it, you can. You can do it like a champ. Anyway. But yeah, nothing really remarkable about this track. You just do it. You have to brake at that corner, you have to brake at this corner, and the rest is self-explanatory. I literally just go straight when it gets to that water bit because 200cc and you don't slow down too much, so you can just literally just hammer it across. Nothing to really worry about. The only thing I can say it can happen. There's some seashells on the ground you see people knocking around. I'm going to try and actually avoid them purely because I've had it on very rare occasions launch me into the air. Like proper launch me into the air. No idea why, it happens very, very rarely, but you do get launched. Hello, lightning. Essentially why I went a bit wibbly there is because I was trying to actually continue to have a mini boost there and it failed on me. I didn't have enough. I lost my skid, so it didn't work. I didn't have enough speed to initiate the skid, so it just failed. Those little fish, those cheeps, yeah, you don't want to hit them. They're solid. Although then again, you would expect them to be solid. You really don't expect the boost to be solid. Anyway, past Mr. Krabs. Now, normally, see, I'd like to get that. I hadn't done that in the last one because the crabs weren't arranged in a very nice position. But this one I thought, no, I want those points. Give me, I'm done. I want to be greedy. And there we go. That's that one done. So still zooming across, still doing okay. I still have zero idea what to do with this hand, as it were. So it's in my pocket. Other things to mention, this Hawaiian shirt, I wear them all the time. I have no problems dressing up in anything, shape or form to look ridiculous while doing the run. Yeah, you can even make that an incentive. I really don't care. I have a squirrel tail upstairs. I'll happily wear it. I like this one. This can either go really well or really bad, depending on how good I'm feeling at the time. Normally the computer doesn't come too much into play after the first half of the lap, as long as I can zoom across very nicely. Now essentially you'll be wondering, oh my goodness, essentially I mucked up there, is what you saw there. Essentially you don't need to worry too much about the cars and trucks, because essentially all you're trying to do is stay as flat on this line as physically possible. So it doesn't matter what's there at all, as long as you can stay on this white line, you are set. So that's all you have to do, stay on this white line. It's obviously not as easy as I say, because it's essentially you've got both the boost skids that mitigate your turning, so you do start turning harder halfway through the position, so you do have to compensate for it. But as long as you can stay on this lovely white line, you will do well. Or if you inadvertently tap the barrier, you will get flung into the trucks. So you have to sell the downside on that, which is a bummer because I lost some coins, which is a real nuisance. This is another one of the tracks where I can actually lap someone. Again, if I do a really good run and just hammer it around, I do well. Another thing I will be saying is I probably will donate an extra £20 for every truck or car I hit, because I should hit none. It's bad me hitting any of them. Oh, that'll be $40. That was not good, not good. Normally I can do this without hitting any, but luck hasn't been on my side for this one, so that'd be bad. But no, typically you can just zoom across, and it's not as daunting as you think. Sure, you only have a small window, you just need to not panic when you see them. The only times you're actually going to hit the trucks and cars is when you do what I did, and if you hit the barrier, you hit the car. So you don't want to over-scare thinking you're going to hit the car, because that will make you bounce and you'll hit the car. So you can be quite close to the car, you do have wiggle room. Anyway, another lovely race, sand physics this time, so you can't go wrong here. Essentially it's quite nice. I will admit, I found the quickest way of getting around here purely by following the computers. The computers don't do what I did. Essentially what I did there was I was going to zoom across there and just kind of hop over it, and it is quick. I didn't plan to be walloped by a banana, that just happened. But oh god, no, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't eat me, don't eat me. Take it wide, take it wide. Ooh, there we go. You do normally take that corner a lot tighter. I was deliberately going wide so I didn't get eaten by a piranha. But yes, no, the whole water bit where you go to the right and just kind of wiggle through rather than going over the jets, I discovered that by following a computer once. Not gonna lie, it weren't me. I just followed a computer and realised, ooh, this is actually really quick. Going through that spiny there is actually really tricky one-handed. Essentially everything in this is really tricky. Any precision driving is hard. So it's not consistent either. But yes, this lovely bit here, going through here, going around here. Yeah, the computer showed me this. Not me. The computer. It's also nice and easy. Oh my sweet mother of mercy. Please stop stealing all my coins, I need them. They're what make me go quick. That is probably the most annoying thing about lightning skids. It doesn't help the... Oh my word, that's never happened before. Wow, so that can happen here as well as Dry Bones says it. That hasn't happened actually before, just stopping at that little jump. You're supposed to go over it. So, something new every day. How many hours have I done this game? And oh Lord, never had that happen. Oh dear me. Oh well, at least you see something new. That went quite nicely. Again, a bit worried when I hit that boost, but it was a nice time to hit that boost. Boosts are bad. As far as how bad, they're worse than bananas. Boosts will often kill me horribly, slow me down greatly, and it's just embarrassing. Anyway, Donut Plains. This is the hardest track for me to do by an absolute bombshell. You're going to see me kind of half do quite a few of the corners and just wing it as best I can. Reason for it, the turnings are just so tight, the track is very, very short, and I have trouble just doing it. Essentially, I need to be worried about computers hitting me, because, as I said, it's a short track and it will slow me down. Essentially, instead of taking the corner there, I normally not hit those blocks there and just zoom across onto here and then go around here. Now, this watery stuff looks like it makes you skid more, and that's because it really, really does. And I have great trouble with this. So, just take it nice and easy and go around. It's not quick, but it's kind of quick. It's all 200cc, so it's quick-ish. But it's not as quick as you could do it. It's very tricky to get this consistently awesome. So, here we go. Keep the skid, hop over here, slow down on the grass, line up for this one, brake round, see the end, boost. And that's kind of how I do it. It's not quick, it really isn't, but you suck. Lightning, then homing to first at the same time. That's a combination you don't want. So essentially, God blimey, the computer is out for my blood today. What I've done to anger them, I do not know. But I digress. And essentially, one thing you will notice, even when things don't go my way, I don't get angry. I find it hilarious. So again, it's nice. Oh no. Essentially, why I'm going oh no here is because I'm on the wet stuff and I'm skidded out. So you'll notice I go very wide on the corners there. Literally, it's just like I was spinning out and the bike just left my legs. But no, that was alright. That was actually an okay Donut Plains, to be honest, all things considered. Despite the whammings and everything like that, it worked okay. So again, Donut Plains, probably the trickiest track for me to do. Very short though, so I suppose. This one's really nice if you set up rightly, because there's going to be a U-turn after I break the second corner, and I need to get that really well done. Because if I can get this, it's just here, and get this done really nicely, and I don't get walloped by a computer, you can then literally full pelt it down here, and you can do really nicely and go really quick, as long as you don't get hit by the computer, because otherwise it kind of ruins your lines, and you just look like a fool. And obviously you lose your coins, so you don't go as quickly, and it's just not so fun. Oh, don't hit me with that. Please don't hit me with that. Oh. Some strategic driving there. My word, I'm bloodthirsty today. Oh no, I locked the steering. And as you noticed there, I went to turn right, and I instead went straight forward. I locked the steering. So essentially all that happens is I go straight on and fall off the edge. I'm doing my best to stop that happening. And I'll do my utmost to stop that happening on the day. It's just something that can happen. It's not to do with the controller, to be honest. It is to do with me. I use the bog standard Wii controller because I find it's a lot easier to get the lines right and things like that. I've tried using the Wii Motion Plus, and it's a bit too sensitive. So every little movement I do, I just go all over the place and it doesn't help. Could possibly help for the hard, but not again. Oh my word, I've locked the steering. Yeah, essentially that. Yes, shortfalls. This track, that U-turn, is essentially it. Everything else about this track is quite nice. It's nice and easy. It's nice and quick. That U-turn will destroy you quite a lot of the time. Not being able to see is not great, to be honest, but you can see skid massively out. Oh no! And I lost that one because I. Oh, that's hilarious! I lost that one because I was a bit rubbish after all the things that happened, and I didn't get the U-turn right. I only got it right once, and that was awful, awful, awful. This time is going to be hideous. Oh my word! This is probably going to be over 1 minute 15, and I'm just going to look like a complete plaz because I haven't done 1 over 15 in about 5 months. Gotta be about 5 months. Really gotta be about 5 months. I haven't done over a 115. Absolutely yonks. As I say, normally 112. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe this just it's slow. It's just no. It's oh come on! Hey! Oh, the turtle gods heard my plea and didn't decide to kill me. Anyway, thing that I should be chatting about this race. Essentially, when I get to the end, I'll redo it again. Things to notice here is I'm going to be doing a nice little mini boost here. You have to do this after the turn. If you do it before, you will fall off. There's no ifs, there's no buts, there's no getting to it. Here, I actually deliberately slow down while hitting that branch. I don't do any tricks, so try not to mini boost too quickly, purely because if I hit that boost back going too quickly, I miss the flower and I just fall off. So you do have to actually, oh, please go there. Why does bleeding never work? But anyway, so just going to get around to that. This is not too bad. This is home to first, and it's actually going quite quick. Apart from that, no, this is quite nice. Frogs, it's nice if the frogs don't land on me. Hard to predict where they're going to be, especially. I'm going to have to go the slow way now. I don't have really the speed to go round properly, so I'm going to go around here and do it this way. So you got to see the other way of doing it as well, which isn't as quick. Safer? I'll probably say no, because when you're going very quickly around that corner, that last bit can be really quite tricky. Even after my walloping, you could see I had trouble holding the line. I really don't want me to have any coins this run, which again does really affect my speed. So we'll just see how it all goes. Oh. Essentially what happened there is, it happens rarely, hopefully not too often, but it does happen. My skidding, I jumped at, oh my god, are those boosts? I skidded just at the wrong time, so I kind of started a hopping thing. When you're hopping, when you're in the air, you don't turn. As such, I just kind of hopped off into the ball. That's why that happened. Again, my bad. Normally doesn't happen too much anymore. I kind of skid before I've got a new thing going, but that was a bit... I think it's because it was going from small, I wasn't at full speed, it just didn't work. Essentially, when you do get, you kind of hamper a few corners when things go wrong, so that's how it is. Anyway, we're getting there. I think there's only a few more. I think might be beginning in the last 25% of the course, maybe, something like that. Anyway, I like this one. This one's nice. It's best if I don't wham the walls, preferably not both of them, at that beginning bit. I have whammed them before. It's not, oh my goodness. Oh. What happened there was instead of me... Oh, wow. Okay. No, stop it. Can I do a corner without being hit, please? Essentially, what happened, I went a bit too quick halfway through there. What happened is I actually went a bit fast over... Oh no. I went a bit fast over one of the little boost pads, and instead of hopping, which you'll see me do here, I went down one of them at ludicrous speeds. So it catapulted me up, and I went into the thing, because I couldn't turn. Had to brake heavily there, so I lost my mini boost to avoid the banana peel. I've still got no coins. Fourth, which is a really bad position to be, because you do just get punished for being falling a bit backwards. That is. Essentially what I want to do is avoid the wall, because that makes you 2 walls. Doesn't slow you down too much, but it is annoying. It does ruin your lines. Here we go. So that's kind of what that's supposed to do, and then you skid round. So this run has been cursed from the get-go, but we'll see how it is in the end. Oh, yeah. One thing to mention: you don't want to hit the bridge or the Mario Kart sign on that, because they are solid, and you just head plant them like I did there. Forgot to mention it. You got to see it. Oh dear me, this is awful. Sherbet Lamp. This one's quite nice and easy, as long as I don't get too punished. The skidding out can be a problem because it is another icy track, so you do skid a bit more, but it's quite nice. You can go down that pond into a watery bit, and you can hit that boost pad you can see just ahead of me on the wall. It's slow, really slow. It is the pond of shame. People go down that, shame on you, for shame. So you don't want to do that. If I fall into that, oh sweet lord, oh no. Bad juju, it'd be bad. I'll apologise profusely. Essentially what I did there was I just tried to hop to see if that homing shell would muck itself up. It might have, I don't know. The homing shells in this game are far better than the ones that are in, let's say, Mario Kart 6, which was for Wii. They you could literally just, if you hugged a wall, they would often knock themselves out before hitting you. This one though, they've gotten a serious smarts improvement. They really do home in onto you very nicely. There's little ways, there's not much you can do to dodge them. Essentially jumping over something like that may do it if they're close enough, because they start getting close to you, they then try to follow your track, but they kind of zoom into like the centre of your being rather than just the rear, so they have a tendency to hit you a lot more than any of the other ones. Anyway, let's get this soon. Anyway, as you can see, it's not been too bad, the computer's been nice, it's just easy, you just zoom around it. It's nice. There are a few hard corners, but for me it's not too bad because most of them are left, and I like left hard corners because I can just put the Wii remote into a kind of weird fisty thing and it just works. So when I have to do right hard, I have to go against my elbow. It's highly unergonomic. But anyway, that went well. That was actually a track that went well. Yes. See, I can do it well. I really can. Sorry, I am insane. I forgot to mention this. Yeah, I'm completely mental top to bottom, so this is what happens. Alright, not too much longer to go. Oh. If you are wondering, is my hand hurting right now? The answer is kinda. I've had lots of practice getting this right, but there's a lot of pressure on my poor little finger, and the tendons going through my hand, so it does hurt. But again, I don't know. It seems like Guitar Hero pain, and I thought my years of Guitar Hero would help me for this. However, it was wrong hand. My fret's with my left hand, I'm driving with my right, so it didn't work. Anyway, we'll see, go for it. You'll notice I go quite slowly around those corners. It's just to kind of get some control. And whee, I can go through the ceiling. It's something you can do. You can go through the ceiling there, which is quite nice. You don't want to go too high. If you go too high, you actually hit an out of bounds and it treats like you're falling off. But you can do that. So hopefully on the day I can actually show that off because it's a bit fun. Technically it is quicker to not fly. Oh wow. It is technically quicker to not fly and deal with the black notes, but they can be right old pain. So I normally try and avoid them. I can't believe I fell off in that manner because that was a really good corner there, and it just went a bit too good. So I do like to hit that so I can just fly over. It's mainly just to dodge the first two because you can kind of anticipate the third one quite nicely. When you're on the ground, it can be tricky to do so it's a bit iffy. But apart from that, it's going really well. I completely cocked up with that. This would be a really good run if I hadn't just completely gone too much on that turn there. Now, one thing you notice, I don't care about the lights there. Essentially, it's very, very rare. They can hit you, those piranha plants, when you're going, but if you go quick enough, you pretty much bypass them. You just go too quick and they don't hit you. It's sometimes they can hit you, but it's rare, really rare. Not as rare as some of the stuff we've seen in this race, like the what is it, stopping on the desert plains off that ground. That hasn't happened to me before. That is a one-off. But anyway, apart from me being rubbish, that was really good. So we'll just see how it is. Oh dear me. Not too much longer. It is quite painful, but it is what it is. Essentially, I can keep chatting and doing all this stuff. I'm going to just for practice, I guess, but I would like donations aplenty, to be honest, because it does just give my voice a bit of time to recover, and you know, all that jazz. However, chatting might be a good idea because it doesn't get me used to being distracted while doing it. Again, it's done this so much that I can do this quite distracted. There doesn't need to be any quiet time whatsoever. I lock the steering there. It's completely fine. Again, yeah, I've locked the steering a lot more, so maybe it is affecting me. I've missed the circle, essentially, so I wasn't too miffed there. Essentially, what I meant by the cycle is that egg. If I go quite quickly for the first for the first lap, I can get in before that egg goes across that bridge. I noticed after I locked the steering, I wasn't going to make it, so I had to kind of slow down anyway. So it's not too bad. It's kind of bad. It's best if you can get before the egg. The egg shouldn't be an issue now for the rest of the run. As long as I don't get too badly walloped by anything, it won't get in the way. I've now got quite a nice amount of coins, so I don't need to worry about getting them anymore. Ooh, but I got greedy on that last one and it cost me a clip the thing. Normally I hop across there just because it's nice and quick, but I'm small now, so I need to go around here because I don't like to jump very well. Possibly slightly quicker being small, I don't think so, I'm still slower. Hopping across doesn't lose too much time at all. And yeah, that's kind of that. Zoom around here. There's many ways you can actually take this course. I take it this way. There's a little bridge you can go across, which I swear must be the quickest way, but it's completely utter bugger to do so. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to be telling my dog off in about 2 seconds. Jack, come back in here. Come on. Yes, I have a big... Jack, get away from there. Come on. Can't get more distracting than this. Jack, come on, in here. Come on, in here. Boy, in the lounge. Now. No, you cannot eat the bread. Jack! Jack! Come, in it. On this next loading screen, you're going to see me dash that way and let my dog out. Can't believe this is going to be the video I'm going to give to you, but it is. Alright, you want to go outside? Be quick. TikTok clock. I like this one. It's a good one. It's nice and quick. Sorry about that. I'm super professional. Kind of says I can do it with distractions, which is nice. I keep forgetting which way. Left, left, left. Here we go. Essentially, I keep forgetting which way the clock faces. I have done this over 100 times, and I never remember which way the clock face is. The hands are facing. So it just makes me think. I actually didn't want to hit this because you actually want to be on your on those cogs when you're going around because it's just quicker that way. But still, I like this track because it's really quick and I love this bit because if you get that double boost, you just zoom up there and you zoom so fast. Hey, I want to be on the right hand side here because it just means you can cut the corner nice and easy. You could possibly hit the boost pads, but either way it's probably about the same speed. But I just like to cut it. I don't like my dang. Oh. Well, that was close. I don't like my speed to... Oh, son of a snag. I don't like my speed to be dictated by the game. I like it to be my own, essentially, because I need to try and keep as much control as I can. Yeah, as you can see, I whammed that pendulum quite badly. Almost took me off the edge, but I did manage to save it just. Kind of impressive, but also very bad again. It's hard to predict where these pendulums are actually going to be when doing a run. Mainly because you can just get hit by things. I haven't this time, so it should have been quite nice, but it's just didn't go. I didn't really plan it through, as it were. Anyway, this is the way you want to go here. Technically, those cogs have actually changed direction now, but for me, it doesn't really matter. I keep the same line purely for ease, because again, doing it one-handed, so everything I'm doing is for ease. It's not for the absolute quickest you can do, because the things you can do that do make it quicker. As it is, my time is 7 minutes off the world record. Again, they're not doing it one-handed, but still. I don't even think they're doing it with a motion control, to be honest. I think they use a controller, but no, motion control. Oh, dear me. Anyway, we're getting towards the end, because I think this is the third to last race now. The music in this song gets stuck in my head so badly. Don't know why, it just does. This is my most hummed tune at work. It's quite nice. You'd go stupidly quick in this one purely because of that water, and it does make you go quite quick, and it just makes handling a bit. Oh, I was supposed to land on that. You could have probably seen what I was going for there. It wasn't what ended up, but oh no. Alright, I apologise completely. I think for this track I'm going to have to actually focus. So I'm going to shut up now and just focus. Jack, away from there. Oi, doggy, stop it. Get in here. Missed the mini boost there, so this is going to be a slow exit. Jack, come in. Oi. Come on. Dogs, you gotta love them. Alright, Grumble Volcano. I like Grumble Volcano, it's quite nice. You'll notice that most of the track doesn't crumble away until the third lap. And when I mean most of it, I mean you go through loads of things that should have been gone away, but because you're doing it 200cc, it's just still there, which is quite nice. Oh my word! I've got some defences! Look at it! Look at it! I have a shell! Super rare to get that in second, but there we go, I've got it. So I've got some defences. Yay! You can use that fly thing to do a nice little trick which cuts about a bit of the corner. The only problem is I've tried doing it a few times, it's very inconsistent. I'm actually going to scrap trying to do it for my main run. It is too inconsistent with my flying skills one-handed. I mean, hell, my karting skills are very so-so. Block steering. It's the 5th time I've done this run. This is absolutely abysmal. Because you can use it, you can just hit it and you just fly across, and you kind of skip this bit of a corner here, and if you can get it through those trees here, you then land about here-ish or something, and you kind of skipped a massive part, but it's tricky, and I can't do it. But this is going very well, I'm absolutely hamming it. Computers have been nice, they've only hit me with 1 lightning so far, which is quite good. I haven't steered myself into a lava at all, which is also nice. I skip over this just by hopping. So that little bit of a weird corner just turns into nothing. Hopefully I don't hit that, because I can't see. Oh well. Just go past it. There we go. Kind of cut the slowness there, but it's not very noticeable, and it's nice and consistent. So there we go. So time for the final track. I don't know how long this has been, but I think it's probably been longer than an hour and 15, to be honest. We'll see when it gets actual times. Time starts when I hit the start button just after selecting the track. The end time happens just when I do stuff. I went across the finish line on this one. Now this one, Rainbow Road, the N64 one of my favourite Rainbow Roads, to be honest. They butchered it by making it 1 lap long. How could they? I liked it being an absolute slogger of a race, and they ruined it by turning it into a 3-parter, 1 lap. Plus side is, it only takes about a minute to do. Bad side is, if I get whammed at all at this beginning bit, it's really, really detrimental. But I didn't, so this should hopefully go okay now. I say hopefully, because it's Rainbow Road, you always have a chance going off. Also these big ass bow wows, and I call them bow wows rather than chain chomps, purely because the first time I got introduced to them was in Link's Awakening. It was the first chain chomp I saw, and it was called Bow Wow. So there we go, nice little trivia fact. Well, I say trivia facts, it's just neat. But anyway, here we go, we're at the last final bit going around here. It's super quick for this Rainbow Road, to be honest. Haven't been hit once, which is nice. Normally you can kind of get hit once. Hopefully I make that. There we go. Had to brake heavily there so I didn't just get boosted off the edge, so I actually go around the corner. And there we go, that's time. Yeah, hopefully you'll agree to this. I've got all the time booked off. As soon as you give me a go-ahead, I'll get flights and everything booked out so I can actually attend. Essentially, just get things sorted. What was the score in the end? So I would owe £250 to charity. dollars, $250 to charity because I didn't win every track. To be honest, unlikely I will. I have done tracks where I have won them all, they've actually been slower than ones where I haven't. This was probably slower than the one. This one's probably quicker than the one I actually did where I did it perfectly. This is just how it is. So yeah, there it is, my run. I'll get this sent to you on the 6th. Hopefully you'll agree to have it happen. Anyway, thank you. Mario Kart 8, hard, 200cc, one-handed, with items, using none. You could call it a pacifist run if you want. It doesn't really have a name, doesn't have a title. I don't think any buggers tried to do this. But anyway, thank you very much.